us another opportunity to reflect on our sector, the best of what we have done, and what more can be done for the betterment of the insurance industry globally. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not always about competition, but also joining forces to address problems that mutually face our businesses. The focus is to actually improve insurance penetration globally. By fostering collaborative spirit, we can create a win-win situation for all stakeholders. Insurance companies can expand their client base, policyholders can gain access to robust risk management solutions, and the economy can benefit from a more financially secured population. Before I conclude, allow me again, in the presence of our chief guest, to recognize our international visitors from 31 nationalities. Again, allow me to recognize our sponsors, also recognize our peer and the regulators, as well as other stakeholders. Those are the brokers and agents. Again, welcome once more to this summit, and we wish you a nice day in Nairobi. Thank you so much, and God bless you. With those not so few remarks, allow me to introduce my boss, Honorable Dr. Catherine Kimura, to give her remarks and also introduce our chief guest. Karibu, Chairman.
Thank you, Bwana MD. Distinguished guests, welcome to this summit. We are glad to have all of you, and we are honored to have our Honorable Cabinet Secretary, Honorable John Bandi, to be with us here this afternoon. So mine is to thank all of you for joining us today for this auspicious occasion, as we look at what our business is like and the vision that we should have, not only Kenya Re, but together with those who give us business. So let me at the same time recognize those of our board directors who have come from our subsidiaries. You're very welcome, and thank you for joining us. Our joining us today together is to rethink our business as Kenya Re with our partners from the various markets that give us business. We want to have a shared strategic vision, and we are grateful that you'll be part of our planning as we chart our path into the future. As we interact together in the next few days, we are represented with a unique opportunity to engage in meaningful dialogue, to share insights, and to collectively explore the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for the insurance industry. This summit is not just about addressing the issues we face today, but also about crafting a long-term strategy that will guide us and guide our industry through the complexities of the future. At Kenya Re, we believe in the power of collaboration. We understand the insurance industry plays a critical role in the stability and growth of our economies. As such, it is our shared responsibility to ensure that we are not only prepared to meet the demands of the present, but also strategically positioned to navigate the uncertainties of tomorrow. It is my sincere appreciation to all of you for your continued support and collaboration, and I believe that together we can overcome the challenges facing the industry and unlock the immense potential that lies ahead. I want to thank you all for honoring us with your presence, and we all look forward to a very successful meeting. It is now my pleasure to invite the the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, Honorable John Bandy, AGMCS, National Treasury and Economic Planning, to address the summit. Welcome, CS Bandy.
Thank you, Chair. First, allow me to start by registering my apologies. I must have contributed to the late starting of this meeting. I had an early engagement at State House with the Vice President of World Bank and the President of the Republic of Kenya. I thought it would end quickly, but unfortunately, we started an hour late, and so you'll bear with me. It's unfortunate, but I really tried to make sure that I'm here in the shortest time possible. I hope my apologies is accepted. Since I didn't see any hand up objecting and I've received a clap, now I'm very happy. Dr. Catherine Kimura, the Group Chairman of the Kenya Reinsurance, Dr. Hilary Washinga, Group Managing Director of Kenya Re, and CEOs and Managing Directors from Kenya, Africa, and the globe as a whole, good afternoon. I want to thank you and greet you and give you a warm welcome to this summit. I am honored to be part of this gathering of esteemed leaders and experts from the insurance sector. I'm informed that we have visitors from outside the country. First of all, let me welcome you to Kenya and take some time to visit our attractions in the city and popular destinations across our beautiful country. Actually, Nairobi is the only city in the world with a national park. And fortunately, we are just a stone throw away from that national park. Please enjoy yourself. We have beautiful weather, especially now. A few weeks ago, it was not very nice. But today, I think we have a very friendly and welcoming weather. So those, our friends from across Africa, we want to welcome you and hope that you will enjoy your stay in Nairobi and Kenya in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy that the theme of the conference considers sustainable growth for the insurance industry. This is an important learning platform that can generate solutions to enhance insurance uptake, or what I would call insurance penetration. Currently, the penetration is at only an estimated 3% of the people of Kenya and are covered or have insurance, or in terms of insurance penetration. Yet we have an average in Africa of 1.6%. So at the face of it, you may think that Kenya is doing well, but if we compare ourselves to the global average, which I think is 6% or more, then we are not doing very well. So just about 1.6% of Africans have any form of insurance, leaving a lot of room for more business to enhance the lives of our people. Insurance uptake relies heavily on socio-economic development, which determines people's ability to afford products. As we tackle the challenges of development as a nation, I appreciate your efforts as an industry of innovating new products that speak to the needs of different income groups to make insurance products as affordable and as flexible as possible. In our development agenda, insurance plays the important role of securing individual investments and businesses against unforeseen risks. And so to encourage investment in this country, we expect a lot of support from the insurance industry, because no one would come to a jurisdiction and invest where they are not guaranteed of their investments in the event of unforeseen risks. And so you have a very important role to play in our development agenda. So by mitigating these risks, you promote investments directly, entrepreneurship, and even innovation. And to promote growth, the government has put in place several key policies and strategies that align with the insurance industry's development agenda. Our bottom-up economic transformation agenda is geared towards economic turnaround and inclusive growth through a value chain approach by targeting sectors with high growth impacts. We aim to bring down the cost of living, eradicate hunger, create jobs, expand the tax base, and improve our foreign exchange balances. This will be achieved through targeted investments in agriculture, micro, small, and medium enterprises, the housing and settlements, health, and finally, digital superhighway and creative economy. This will present numerous opportunities for the insurance sector. For example, in agriculture, through a partnership with local insurers and development partners, we introduced a shilling for a shilling program that subsidizes insurance cover for farmers. You have an opportunity to expand livestock index-based insurance and crop index-based insurance to protect our farmers from climate-related risks, because, as you are aware, climate change is a reality and the effects of the same is here with us. What we now need to do is to mitigate, and you are all, as an industry, is called out. This will encourage them to produce more to improve food security. We are keen on supporting our small and medium enterprises to ensure they have sustainable businesses. Insurance will play the crucial role of ensuring that they survive any unforeseen shocks and hardships. You'll agree with me that MSMEs are more vulnerable, that needs a lot of cushioning. And there again, we call upon the insurance industry to help encourage this growing or young sector. I therefore encourage you to avail to them insurance products that cover the whole spectrum of their needs. In the housing front, we are investing in increasing the supply of new housing to reduce the number of households without proper housing. Insurance will get an opportunity to provide protection to developers, lenders, and homeowners. The government is dedicated to providing a regulatory framework that promotes investment and growth in the insurance sector. Already, we have established licensing regime to build and maintain confidence and make it easy for those interested in entering the market. The existing Insurance Act was also amended to improve regulatory oversight and enhance consumer protection. The government is open to hearing from industry players on how to continually improve the regulatory framework. There is room to incorporate your concerns. We have also developed regulations in the areas of microinsurance and Takaful to promote diversity and inclusion in the market. We will continue to collaborate closely, that is a commitment, with you to ensure that our laws and regulations are in line with global best practices and promote the growth of a thriving and resilient industry. So when this ministry will be formulating taxation policies, we would want to hear from you get an input, and I would guarantee you that we will come up with those tax policies and generally policies that would help promote the industry rather than policies which would discourage the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, as you embark on discussions at this summit, remember that the ultimate goal is to build a more inclusive and prosperous Kenya, Africa, and the world as a whole. An insurance sector that is responsive, innovative, and accessible to all is the cornerstone of this vision. By working together, we can ensure that everyone has the opportunity to achieve their full potential. free from the fear of financial ruin due to unexpected events. Because technology has opened up geographical borders, let us also enhance provision of risk solutions that promote cross-border trade. This will be key to enhancing intra-Africa trade. I commend the Kenya Insurance Corporation for organizing this summit and bringing together such a distinguished group of leaders and experts. Your collective insights and experiences will undoubtedly contribute to the advancement of the industry and, by extension, the economic development of our countries. Kenya Re is our national reinsurer and a listed company at the NSE. I thank you for continuing to entrust your business to them as you seek cover for yourself. But before I conclude, there is no insurance industry that can thrive if there is no overall economic prosperity. And therefore, allow me just to mention a couple of things around the economy. I'll not take long. The world economy is facing a lot of challenges attributed to a number of factors, one of which is the geopolitical dynamics. We have the war in Ukraine. We have now the war in Gaza, which we didn't know would take that long. We have also had other challenges. We have had pandemics. We have just come out of the COVID-19. There is a threat of mpox in the region and many others across the globe. There is the climate effects, as the Horn of Africa had a drought not long ago, and then now followed by flooding. As a country, we were not left out of that. So with all these, the world economy has not been doing very well. And you also know that the Chinese economy is not growing as it used to grow a couple of years ago. And we know how big that economy, the second largest economy in the world. America, or the US economy, has also had its share of challenges. We also observe the positive ones, that there is good progress in the Indian economy as an emerging economy. But with all this, Kenya is not cushioned. We are not in isolation. We are in the global economy, which grew just by about 3.2% or 3.3%, and is not projected to grow faster than that. And across Africa, there has been slowed economic growth. But the positive side is that the Kenyan economy has been resilient enough to grow in 2023 at 5.6%. With the challenges we encountered, we grew, or we are now, in the first quarter of this year, we grew by about 5%. We project to grow at an average of 5.2, 5.4% max. And then 2025, we may grow at 5.5% in the medium term. That is what we project. But that economic growth is not creating jobs as we would want, because a lot of the growth is in the informal sector, is in agriculture, which is largely informal, and again, also driven by the services sector. So we need to look at agriculture in a different perspective, look at it not as an end in itself, but as a means to an end. To have agriculture to support manufacturing, then we will create more employment opportunities. That is a trajectory, that is a vision of the government and my ministry. But there are some macroeconomic fundamentals that are looking very, very positive. One of them is our forex cover, which is at over more than 4 months, 4.4, 4.6, which is commendable. And also we have the inflation largely contained. The latest was 4.4% in the month of August. We have also positives in other areas, apart from the interest rates, which have been a little higher, but is coming down. And the interest rates have been higher largely because of the tightening monetary policies and our foreign exchange fluctuation, which happened this year. But our foreign exchange has now stabilized, or is stabilizing around 128 to 130 of the dollar. We've done very well, especially after demonstrating that we could pay back the Eurobond, which I think caused the shock. So, but we still have a number of issues to deal with, and that is where I was heading to, one of which is consolidating our fiscal policy to deal with the public debt, which is now our single biggest economic challenge. I will not go into the details, but I will tell you that we need a number of efforts to be put to manage our public debt, one of which is to mobilize our domestic resources, because the international finances are shrinking by the day. And also to look at our expenditure, our spend, to ensure that we spend prudently, efficiently, and there is value for money, there is economy, and there is transparency. And that is why this government is adopting back-to-back, end-to-end e-procurement system. The day before yesterday, I signed off 560 million shillings to help us acquire a system that would ensure that we implement the e-procurement end-to-end, from budgeting to procurement to payment and to use of goods, so that we have value for money. I have said so much about the economy. Maybe now, if I go beyond that, I'll certainly bore many of us. So, because I don't want to spoil your mood, you still have a long period here. And let me just, for our visitors, Kenya is open for business. Actually, the biggest market should be your neighbor. As they say, you can choose your friends, but you cannot choose your neighbor. However bad-mannered your neighbors are, you have to live with them. So even if probably we are bad-mannered in a way, please live with us, be our customers as we become your customers. Remember, Kenya is the regional and economic investment hub of this region, and we look forward to more collaboration going forward. With those, according to my written speech, I said few remarks, but let me amend it and say, with those many remarks, I want to thank you and wish you a fruitful discussion. And now I declare the event officially open. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bwana Waziri, and grand merci. And since it's been officially declared open, and I know Waziri has a very tight schedule, because he just told us where he's from, and definitely we know he's going to be going back there to ensure that everything is properly tight and neat. We are going to be moving straight to our first panel, because we've heard people speaking and the speeches talking about issues of sustainability. Bwana Waziri mentioned issues of policy, and that's where everything starts. So the first panel session we're going to be having is going to be on issues of policy and regulatory considerations for growth and sustainability in the insurance industry. And of course, it's going to be led by a very rich panel. But before I invite the moderator, who is going to be taking us through this particular first panel, we will have two panels today. This is the first one, then another one immediately after lunch. I'm going to be inviting somebody who is going to be setting the tone. And this is Mr. Kalai Muse, Director Supervision at IRA. He came and spoke earlier on, but maybe just going to be setting the tone ever so briefly before we dive into the nitty-gritties of the first topic, which is on policy and regulatory considerations for growth and sustainability in the insurance industry. So karibu sana Bwana Kalai, welcome. So maybe if the team can get his presentation ready, so we can have it on the screen, so that everybody can be able to follow the presentation ever so closely. if my tech team can assist with that. And maybe just a reminder of what the second panel is going to be in the afternoon. That is going to be on climate change, resilience, sustainable investment, social impact, and inclusivity. We spoke immensely about the impacts of climate change, spoke about how issues of drought and famine have affected the industry. That is what we're going to be handling in the afternoon. But for now, as we wait for the presentation to be put on screen, we are going to be having the first panel is going to be moderated, of course, by Dr. Hilary Washinga, and the panelists who are going to be taking part in that discussion. We'll have Mr. Kadunabi, who is here with us. Thank you for joining us today. Ms. Nancy Muhoya is also here. Ms. Immaculate Kasait, Mr. Hatnel Ndungi, and of course, on topic 5, Mr. Benjamin Ande is also going to be speaking about issues of compliance as a catalyst for innovation and consumer protection. Our tech team, are we ready with the presentation? Okay. Yeah, being informed that the presentation is coming up shortly. So we will try to keep the first panel as tight-knit as possible, and I'm sure the moderator is going to be handling that with regards to time. Once again, since we started a bit late, we will push lunch just a bit, but not to worry, we don't have to move very far. Everything is taking place here. So once that is done, we will all proceed to the 8th floor. That is where we're going to be having our lunch with a fantastic view of what we were mentioning earlier on, the National Park, the only one of its kind in the world. And we're definitely going to be enjoying that. So the presentation that is coming on screen. Okay. So karibu tena. Let me invite you for the 3rd time. Hoping this is the final time we're inviting you. Karibu tena. Also, maybe if our tech team can come and help him with the prompter screen that is down here, so he's able to see exactly how his presentation